Do you love those Muslims who cut off people's heads and put them on the internet?
Absolutely not.
You don't love them?
And we don't consider none of these actions to do with Islam, because I just gave you a verse of the Quran, or maybe I didn't give it to you. I'll give it to you again now. In chapter 6 of the Quran, verse 8.
I didn't hear your answer. Do you love those Muslims that cut off the people's heads?
I said no. I said no.
Do you love the Muslims that enslave the blacks?
I don't know. This interview about love is it's okay. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah. Do I love who again? Go ahead.
Do you love the Muslims that enslave the blacks?
Which Muslims are you referring to? I don't love anyone who does. If they did that, I don't love the action. No.
Do you love the Arabs?
Who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? I'm an Arab myself, so of course I love.
Over in Africa and places like that, in the Arab country, the Arabs enslaved the blacks.
Do you know? Have you heard of Jesus'
sold them to America and other places? Do you love those?
Have you heard of the Atlantic slavery? Have you heard of the Atlantic slavery and Jesus' ship? Do you know about history when it comes to slavery with the whites and the Christians and the black people, right? Because I'm North African, by the way, right? So to come to me with these ideas of like, it doesn't work with me, with all the respect. I was raised all my life around people from all different colors, right?
But I know that it was the Arabs. I know that it was the Arabs that went to Africa and they bought the blacks from the blacks. And they transferred
the Arabs
them.
Had slaves.
They put them on ships, and they transferred them around
That's
the world. Do you love those?
To answer you,
those Arabs?
To answer you, by the way, that's not true, because the fact is that Arabs had slaves of all kinds. They had Arab slaves, people who were Arabs. They had people who were black. They had people of all colors, right?
White
slavery on an Arabic level.
Too.
Sorry.
You have white slaves too.
There was not many. There was not that many whites in that region.
But there were white slaves.
They were under the Roman Empire. They were under the Roman Empire. There's not many white people in that region. So that's why I didn't mention them. But the point is very simple, right? Slavery was not about race there. You're making it an issue of race, but it was not an issue of race. It was nothing to do with your race.
Money.
There were slaves. Yeah, exactly. It was a part of the society and money, yeah. And it existed in Christian countries and Christian land. And the Bible, it exists in the Bible. It teaches you what to do with your slave. If you beat him half dead and he dies the next day, there's no problem because he's your property. In Deuteronomy chapter 20.
But in the Arab countries,
that's what the Bible teaches you about slavery. Sorry?
In the Arab countries, slavery still exists.
Where? That's completely false, right? That is like no, please, because I'm an Arab now, and you made a claim about Arab countries.
Oh, you're Arab?
Slavery exists? Yes, I am. Yes.
And what? So you're Muslim and you're an Arab. What is the Arab?
Arab is my race. Arab is my race, and Muslim is my belief, my way of life.
So why do you live in Canada instead of an Arab country?
No, but sorry, you said something about human trafficking in Arab countries. Which country? By the way, if you look at the UK, there's laws stipulated even today about trafficking in the UK. Because of the amount of trafficking that happens. Go to Thailand, of all those white Caucasian people who go to enjoy slave women there. That's not a practice that Muslims do, right? So if you want to talk about slavery today, I would say you start with the country that you're living in.
No, we don't have slaves. Well, we might have some now because we have so many foreigners.
You have human trafficking. It's not legalized, but it's there.
It's not the Americans who are doing the slave trade thing here. It's the foreigners that are coming across the borders from Muslim countries and China and those places.
Okay, if you say so, I disagree with you.
No,
I don't think
it's
that's
true.
the case. But
what's the purpose of having more than one wife?
The purpose of having more progeny, having more children in populating the society. Also, the fact that men desire variety while women are not the same. They're happy with one individual, one person. So there are many reasons you can put. But generally, Allah Azza wa Jal allowed it. Sorry?
Is it true? Can a Muslim woman have more than one husband?
No, because men and women are not the same. They're not equal. They're not the same.
Amazing.
So they don't desire the same things.
What would happen to a Muslim woman, if she did get more than one husband? She forget about that law. If the man can do it, I can do it too. What would happen to her if she married more than one man?
She's committing a sin, number one. Number two, Islamically, it's not considered a contract of marriage. So it's not considered marriage to begin with. Thirdly, it will never work because men don't share that way. Except the certain men in your European countries who are like a different type of men, right? But the real men, they would not allow that. So because the nature of a man and woman is different, A woman would accept that, and they do accept that, and it's a fact. It's been the same for throughout human history, like Solomon, like David, like Moses, like Abraham. All of them had multiple wives, right? So it was a fact in human history that men had more than one wife, but it was never a fact that women had more than one husband. For many reasons as well, in the back then, because you do not know who the child is if more than one individual is having intercourse with the woman.
And so, what would happen to the woman, Muslim woman, if she did get more than one man, one husband?
I answered you. I said it is this what she's doing is considered a sin, number one. And number two, it's not considered a marriage in an Islamic society. But what do you mean what happened?
It's not like would she get punished? Would she
punished by who? Punished by who? That specific act, that action that you said, it does not have any specific punishment in the Quran or that.
Oh, so if a woman got more than one man,
specified.
If a woman got more than one husband, she would not be punished?
There's no specified punishment in the Quran or Hadith about that.
So she wouldn't be punished?
In the afterlife, of course.
But not in the now life.
Not in a now life, no. For that specific action, there is no specified punishment.
Amazing. So how come the Muslims believe that when they go to heaven, they're going to have 7 virgins?
We don't believe that.
You
Where
don't
is that in
believe
the Quran
that?
or Hadith? No, no. We believe it. No, we believe we have whatever you like in heaven, but not 7. Well, there's nothing about 7 versions. If you want 1 million, you can have 1 million. If you want 10 billion, you can have 10 billion. This is the point of heaven, right?
So
heaven is a place where you have what your heart desires, right?
Wow. So you believe that once you go to heaven, you can have as many as you want?
Anything that you want, whatever you ask for, the Creator will give to you. Whatever your heart desires.
So in heaven, why would you want so many?
When I'm in heaven, I'll let you know. I'm not sure. Look, I'm not in heaven right now. Right?
The system is white folk.
So the white people condition the blacks not to trust one another?
Absolutely.
So why were the blacks so dumb they allowed that to happen to them?
Why were they so dumb? What makes you think they were dumb?
Why would they let this white man convince them not to trust one another? They were smart people.
Well, then why would a black man have a White History Month?
You're not answering. That's a question. You're not. I'm going to tell you about the white history when you ask, but I just asked if the blacks were so dumb, how did they allow white people to cause them not to trust one another if they weren't so, if they were smart? Why are they so dumb they allowed that to happen?
Well, it could be because of greed, man.
Oh, the black people were greedy?
It could be, Jesse, because that's the only way they can get can make a living, Jesse.
So you saying the black people are so greedy they allowed themselves not trust?
I think that you see when it comes down to supporting your family and providing for your children, man, you'll make a whole lot of decisions that normally you might not make if that's the only way you're gonna do it.
So just to be clear, you said that the white man caused the black people not to trust one another because the black people were greedy?
It could. Listen, do you think Obama could have had a black agenda in the White House?
You didn't answer that question yet. I want to just understand, did you say that the black people allowed the white people to cause them not to trust one another because they were so greedy? The blacks were so greedy?
Let's put greed and ignorance.
So the blacks were greedy and dumb?
Greed and ignorance.
So they were both greedy and dumb?
Yes.
And why were they so dumb that the white man was smart enough to do that to them?
Because they trying to fill a need, Jesse, just like you. They trying to fill a need, Jesse.
But why?
And when you try to fill a need, sometimes you're going to compromise, Jesse.
But before the Civil Rights Movement, why did the blacks not allow the whites to divide them? It only happened after the Civil Rights Movement.
That's not true, man.
Did the Civil Rights Movement dumb them down?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. They were divided on the American Colonization Act to go back to Africa. Black folk were divided. You had black people that wanted to go back to Africa who formed Liberia.
And now Liberia is a mess.
that felt like they belong in America. So
Did you
we've
know that
always been divided.
Did you know that Liberia is now a mess and the blacks want to come back?
Jesse, do you know how Liberia got started?
I don't know. I don't care. But did you know that the blacks that left here to go over there, they have made a mess of it, ghetto, hood. Now they want to come back to America.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He black. He black.